Business strategist Carol Roth. And let's start this week with this whole business about Herman Cain and the sexual harassment charges. I've also talked to a number of Republicans and you get into this argument about practical versus principled. And they're going, I'm for this guy, I don't care what he does. And others are going, wait a minute, we got to find somebody that will be able to occupy 1600 Pennsylvania.
Well, you know, Tom, there's a flip side to this whole sexual harassment scandal. And while certainly nobody aspires to have these kinds of scandals, there is another side, which means it keeps you in the media and it keeps you top of mind. And if you look at Herman Cain, who really hasn't raised as much money as some of the other candidates, using the media and the PR will give him, and pardon the really bad pun here, a lot of extra bang for his buck. So, you know, you could end up with a situation where having this scandal, strangely enough, might actually help him instead of hurt him.
I think you have a very good point, and that's the old thing about, you know, I don't care what you say about me, just spell my name right.
Right.
Should the boss tell you how to live your life? I mean, if it's not costing the boss any more, now that's a whole different way of asking the question. If it costs the boss more, I can see where the boss would say, wait a minute, I need you to adjust your living. But if it doesn't cost the boss anymore, should the boss be able to tell you to quit smoking or it's going to cost you?
Well, I think that there's a difference between something like obesity or smoking that is lifestyle driven versus something where it's a chronic condition and you don't really have a choice. And even if it's not costing the boss more, it's costing the other employees more. And so as somebody who doesn't smoke and who currently, fortunately, isn't obese, you know, I'm not making those lifestyle choices. And so I think it makes all the sense in the world to have the people who are making these lifestyle choices have to pay extra. You know, I'm all for doing whatever you want, but when it starts to infringe on me and makes me have to pay more, then I think you need to lie in the bed that you make.
All right, so Bob, it's
okay.
2 zips.
So I'm going to do the chubby vote here, right? That's going to be my role. But the fact is, even a little heavy, I pay to go to the gym, which means that there is a cost associated with this.
Yeah, but let me ask you something. Would you lose 10 pounds if they gave you enough of a discount?
Well, incentivize me. I mean, I probably would. The problem I have, and here's where I'm going to depart a bit, is all of a sudden you're introducing a new means testing. When do you decide that it's a lifestyle choice versus, say, a physical disability?
Like lupus or something to that effect where you can't help.
Yeah, but I mean, it goes back to, again, speeding tickets in auto insurance. I mean, it's you have to live with your record.
Yeah, smoking is
100% a lifestyle choice. There's no other choice. There's 100% of smokers. That is their choice.
That is true. And with enough money, maybe it will help people. But all right, out to California we go. We've got these bullet trains. They nixed the one down in Florida, but California, they said this thing's going to cost about $33 billion to build, and everybody gasped at that. But it's gone from 30-something billion to $98 billion. What do you think? Are you for putting some of your money into a bullet train that goes from Fresno to Chowchilla?
You know, Tom, all I can think about is that Simpsons episode about the monorail where they put all of their money into this thing and it was a total disaster. I mean, this is something that not only nobody can afford, we don't even know if it's viable. And back in, you know, this is not going to happen until 2033. They're saying this isn't going to be completed. So if we have 2 decades to figure out whether this is going to work or not, technology is moving faster than the speed of bullet trains.
And how can you go from 32 billion, and we don't have money to waste these days. We have people living from paycheck to paycheck and home foreclosures up. The bottom line is this: we need to start conserving and starting with that project.
All right.
Yeah, this isn't a red flag. This is a neon sign. Run the other direction.
I like your Simpsons analogy. Carol Roth, thank you. And Angela and Bob, thank you both.
Thanks very
Thank you
much.
for having us.